looking at solving quadratics specifically. I'm going to be looking at solving quadratics by completing the square. Now, this video is fully intended for an Algebra 1 audience, specifically kids that this is their first time ever completing the square. So very, very early on learning how to complete the square. So it's very, very basic. If you're someone that's not in Algebra 1, you might be in Algebra 2 or something higher, and you're trying to find a video on how to complete the square, I will link some videos in the comments of this one that are a little bit more higher level, a little bit more involved, okay? So this one's very, very basic, where the ideas on this one work in upper level math as well. But if you're looking for higher level math stuff, maybe check out my videos in the comments. So here we go. If I'm completing the square, the thing that comes to mind for me is I immediately think about taking b, dividing by 2, and squaring it, okay? So where this b is coming from is the number or the coefficient in front of the x squared. That's what a would be. The number or the coefficient in front of x, that is b, which is going to be key for us. And the constant there, that is c, okay? So we're going to be rearranging things. We're going to deal with b. We're going to do b divided by 2 squared, and we're going to solve this quadratic specifically by completing the square. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to move that 20 out of the way. So we're going to move this 20 to the other side. So I'm going to add 20 over here, and to stay balanced on both sides of my equal signs, I'm going to add 20 over there. So this will give us x squared minus 8x. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of room, and on the right side, 0 plus 20. Now we are ready for the completing the square piece. So I'm going to take my b, I'm going to divide it by 2 and square it. My b is just the number in front of x here, the number in front of x, which in this case just happens to be negative 8. So I'm going to take the number in front of the x here, which is negative 8 divided by 2 and squaring it, okay? So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 4 squared is 16. So took my b divided by 2 and squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this 16 to the left side. Okay, left side of the equal sign, I'm going to add 16 over here, fill in that space. But here's the deal. I got to stay balanced here. If I'm going to alter something on the left and add 16 to the left side of this equal sign, I need to add 16 to the right side of the equal sign as well. Okay, so adding 16 to both sides, very similar to why I added 20 to both sides up there. If I look at this, the left side is still pretty clean, x squared minus 8x plus 16. That right side, I got a 20 plus 16, which I can add those together, 36. Okay, so we have got through the completing the square aspect. What we're going to look at now is factoring. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 16. Those same two numbers need to add up to negative 8. So I'm using my number sense here and thinking about a pair of numbers that if I multiply them together, I get positive 16. But those same two numbers that multiply to 16 must add together to be negative 8. My number sense is telling me negative 4 times negative 4 will get me 16. And negative 4 plus negative 4 gets me negative 8. So that is factoring on the left side. Right side is still a 36. Now here's the deal. I got these two parentheses, x minus 4 here and x minus 4 there. They are the exact same parentheses that repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to condense these down. Instead of writing x minus 4 in a parentheses and x minus 4 in the second parentheses, write it once and square it. These are the same thing, so I don't need to write this twice. I can just write it once with a square on it. That right side we still haven't touched is a 36. From here, we're just trying to solve for x. We want to get x by itself. So we've talked about solving many a times. I'm trying to get to my x. I got this square in the way, so let's go with a square root on the left and the right. Squares and square roots are going to take care of each other there, so I get an x minus 4 on the left. On the right side, we have a square root of 36, which is plus or minus 6. From here, we got to account for when this is equal to 6 and when this is equal to -6. We have to account for both cases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up and solve each of them. I'm going to have x minus 4 equals +6, and x minus 4 equals -6. And then solve each of those. Left side solving, I'm going to add 4, add 4. We get a solution of 10 here. On the right one, add 4, but this time we're dealing with the -6 there instead. And we will get -6 plus 4, -2. Okay, so that is completing the square. Very, 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 very basic example where the numbers all play very, very nice. Again, the key is move that third piece out, move that C piece out, and then b divided by 2 squared is the key. B divided by 2 squared is the key. Make sure you add it to both sides, and then you're on your way to factoring and then solving there. Again, as a basic video on completing the square, check the comments. I'm going to link a little bit more advanced videos on completing the square if that's something you're looking for.